and welcome you watching the Saturday edition of This Is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, 30,000 Hindus in the heart of Dhaka have now come out exposing Mohammad Yunus's government. The interim government over the last several months have completely failed to protect the Hindus, and that is the reason why several groups have now come together raising their voice about the persecution that they faced at the hands of Mohammad Yunus's interim government, with absolutely nothing that has been done all this while. In fact, you've had these very groups putting out an 8-point demand. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we get you a ground report from Dhaka as to why exactly are the Hindus up in arms. And also, to put this into perspective, a global spotlight that has been put on Hindu phobia. All this and much more on this edition of This Is Exclusive. But first, let's take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Thousands of Bangladeshi Hindus hit the streets in capital Dhaka against the persecution under Mohammad Yunus's watch. India dismisses charges levelled by Canada against Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Multiple anti-terror operations underway in Jammu and Kashmir. 2 terrorists gunned down in Anantnag. 1 Pakistani terrorist dead body recovered in Kanyar.
अब आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि पाकिस्तान कर रहे हैं।
नहीं सवाल ही नहीं मैं इस बात में ये कहूँगा कि इस पर तहकीकात होनी चाहिए। हो कैसे रहा है, इसके बजाय कि इनको मारें, इनको पकड़ना चाहिए और पकड़ के हमें मालूम करना चाहिए कौन इनके पीछे। कोई ऐसी एजेंसी तो पीछे नहीं है जो उमर अब्दुल्ला को डिस्टेबलाइज करना चाहती है।
Amid anti-terror operations, Farooq flip-flops again, says Pakistan cannot be blamed every time for attack agencies involved to destabilize Omar government. It's a massive Republic Canada impact. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah asks state government to withdraw all notices issued to farmers across the state. Over 200 cases of atrocities against Hindus have been reported since Sheikh Hasina was ousted. Mohammad Yunus takes over as the head of the interim government. Only lip service is what we have seen over the last few months. In fact, Republic TV has documented several attacks that have been carried out on Hindus in Bangladesh. But not once has Mohammad Yunus's government essentially addressed those very concerns, resulting in what we witnessed today. A massive rally in the heart of Dhaka. In fact, it turns out that over 30,000 Hindus have come together at the intersection of a popular area in Dhaka, raising concerns about multiple issues. Number one, with regards to false cases that have been registered against Hindus. Number two is with regards to fast-tracking those very cases that have been registered against Hindus. Not just that, special protection and arrangement to be made for the safety of Hindus and other minorities. Now, these are some of the demands that have been made. 8-point demand that has been made so far. First, take a look at this report.
About 30,000 Hindus demonstrated at a major intersection in the southern eastern city of Chattogram, chanting slogans demanding their rights, while police and soldiers guarded the area. Other protests were also reported elsewhere in the country. Before this, on August 13th, leaders of Bangladesh Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council presented 8-point demands to Mohammad Yunus. They want immediate implementation of 8 points to protect their interests and existence. Hundreds of attacks against the Hindus have happened since early August, when the secular government of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was overthrown and Hasina fled the country following a student-led uprising. from violent targeting of Hindu groups in the name of a student protest, to Hindu teachers being made to allegedly sign prepared resignation letters by mobs of students. The country's influential minority group, Bangladesh Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council, has said that there have been more than 2,000 attacks on Hindus since August 4th, as the interim government has struggled to restore order. The demonstration comes amid growing concerns about violence and discrimination against the Hindu community in Bangladesh. The protesters are demanding that the government take concrete steps to address these issues and ensure their safety and well-being.
Let me also go across to Ayan, who's been reporting for us, getting us those live images from Bangladesh. Ayan, thank you very much for joining us on Republic TV. Let me begin by asking you, what really happened today? Help us understand the demands that are now being made by the Hindu groups. It only appears that they have now been forced to hit the streets.
Yes, thank you, sir. Namaste. Sir, about 30,000 Hindus at a major intersection in city of Dhaka, sitting on strong demanding their rights, while police and soldiers granted in area. Others protests were reported in our country. Hindus says thousands of attacks against our community have happened since early August, when the secular government of was other town, and we are now protesting about our community when we are attacked in various area from our from many kinds of vandalism. Sir, to graduate justice, we have 8 demands for now interim government. These are to guarantee justice for pre-education of minorities. A neutral investigation commission must be formed, followed by the establishment of a fast-track trial tribunal. Secondly, enact a minority protection act immediately. And from a third number is from a Ministry of Minority Affairs. Fourth, upgrade the Hindu Religious Welfare Trust to Hindu Foundation. Simply upgrade the Buddhist and Christian Religious Welfare Trust Foundation. 5, enact a law for a recovery and preservation of endowed property, and properly implement the Property Return Act. Build six number places of worship, and we ensured that we all the leaders of pro-minority committee, we want to protection our community, and we are not against any community or any government or about our nation. We love our nation, and we are not against any party or any party from Bangladesh. We only want our justice. We only want our demands for our 8 demands for our own community, and to live along with other community in Bangladesh. We just want it. We are not against anything, and we also love our country. For this, we the minority of our country.
And I'll just request you to stay on with us, because I'm told that a prominent Hindu group in Bangladesh has now put out a statement. We'll go across to that very statement that has been put out, and then I'll come back to you to get our viewers a sense of what's really happening on the ground. Jatiya Hindu Mahajat's first statement has been issued. In fact, this is once again pertaining to the protests that took place earlier in the day. Secretary M.K. Roy's statement that has been put out. Let's just listen into what M.K. Roy, the secretary of one of the largest Hindu groups in Bangladesh, had to say.
आज संख्यालघु के अस्तित्व के लिए जो हम लोग यहाँ इकट्ठा हुए हैं, ये ऐतिहासिक स्थान है जो केंद्रीय शहीद मीनार है। इस देश की हर साधिकार आंदोलन की जो आंदोलन इसी जगह से शुरुआत हुई। एक बार फिर हम लोग सारे जो सनातनी संप्रदाय हिंदू लोग हैं, आज यहाँ एक बांग्लादेश में जितने सारे हिंदू संगठन हैं, लगभग 40 से ऊपर भी संगठन को मिलके एक गठबंधन बनाया गया था जिसका नाम है संख्यालघु ऐक्य मोर्चा। और उस संख्यालघु ऐक्य मोर्चा की तरफ से ये प्रोग्राम आज जो गण समावेश और गण मिছিল का जो आयोजन किया गया है, इस गण समावेश और मिছিল का मुख्य उद्देश्य यही था। आप लोग जानते हैं कि सनातनी संप्रदाय की जो अपनी प्राण की जो दाबी है, 8 दफ़ा दाबी, उनमें से 7 दफ़ा जो दाबी है वो पिछले काफ़ी दिनों से हम और भी बहुत सारे संगठन करते आ रहा है, जैसे कि बांग्लादेश जाते हैं हिंदू महाजन और भी बहुत सारे संगठन हैं। उनमें एक दफ़ा जो घोषित किया गया, जोक कर दिया, क्लास कर दिया, वो है जो पिछले 2 साल पहले, 2 महीने पहले जो 5 अगस्त में जो दशमोधरी थी, जो आंदोलन को लेकर जो हसीना सरकार को गिराया गया है, और जिस दिन हसीना सरकार इस देश से प्रस्थान किया गया है।
Let me also go back to Ayan. Ayan, this is the statement that Mahajot has put out with regards to the current situation. Just walk us through what's really happening in Bangladesh right now. Over the last few days, we are told that several such incidents have taken place. Is there any number to the cases that have taken place in Bangladesh?
Yes, sir. Sir, you know that recent American presidential candidate Trump started on social media that there has been a barbaric attack on Hindus in Bangladesh. However, many media outlets in both Bangladesh and India are claiming that such attack did not occur. We want to clarify that these barbaric attacks on Hindus and indeed take place in Thakurgaon and several other locations. Additionally, there have been isolated incidents, approximately 30 districts. We strongly protest against these attacks, sir. And now today, all our Hindu foundation attached our national Shahid Minar to protest and against the statement to our community, Hindu community and minority community also. Right. And also clarified, we also clarified that as so far we gained our 8 demands. We want to continue our social protest. Yes, sir.
We'll also try and see if we can go across to Pradeep Chandru, who's also joining us on this broadcast. Pradeep, in fact, we'll try and see if we can reconnect with him in a short while from now. Let's just play out the statement that has been issued by Sanjay Rao once again, and then perhaps we can bring in both our guests who are joining us live from Dhaka. We'll try and see if we can also get you a sense of what's really happening on the ground, because as multiple reports essentially suggesting that over 200 such incidents have already taken place, but there hasn't been any official response really coming in from Mohammad Yunus's government with regards to whether at all such attacks have actually taken place or not. Listen in to what one of Bangladesh's most prominent Hindu groups had to say after the rally that took place.
किसी की बहकाव में आके, किसी पड़ोसी देश की बहकाव में आके हम ये आंदोलन नहीं कर रहे हैं। लगातार हिंदुओं ने यहाँ अत्याचार, उनके खिलाफ जुल्म, उनके खिलाफ तोड़-फोड़ करने से जितना हो रहा है, उनकी हम सारी क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि 71 में जो स्वाधीनता की जो मूल मंत्र है साम्य, मानविक न्याय विचार, सामाजिक सुविचार, इन्हीं आधार पर जो इस देश को स्वाधीन किया गया है। तो इसमें वैषम्य के क्या है, वैषम्य के कोई बात ही नहीं होना चाहिए। जो वैषम्य को लेकर जो पिछले हसीना सरकार को गिराया है, तो वही सर वैषम्य फिर दोहरा जा रहा है। क्यों बार बार हिंदुओं के ऊपर क्यों टर्चर किया जा रहा है, और बार बार हिंदुओं का ऊपर बातों में हिंदुओं का धर्मों को लेकर जैसे देखा है पिछले 5 अगस्त लेकर रोक रेख के हुए हैं, ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? इसलिए हम कह रहे हैं कि हमारा जो खास मांगे है माइनॉरिटी मिनिस्ट्री और संख्यालघु सुरक्षा आयोग इकट्ठा हुए हैं। इसलिए काफ़ी दिनों से हम इसको लेकर हम आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो भी सरकार बांग्लादेश में आई है, कोई भी सरकार की ये डिमांड नहीं पूरी की, क्योंकि इसलिए सरकार भी आवाम लीग सरकार जिन्होंने भी ये कहा है कि उन्होंने सांप्रदायिक धर्मनिरपेक्ष राजनीति में विश्वास करते हैं, उन्होंने भी हमारा बात नहीं किया। इसलिए 15 साल 7 महीने 4 दिन ऐसा कोई शुक्रवार नहीं था जो हमने राजपथ में हमें नहीं कराया है। तो हमारा जो आज की मांगे है इंडियन गवर्नमेंट, हमारा आज की गणसमावेश से यही दरख्वास्त है कि इस डिमांड को, हमारा जो मांगे है वो पूरी किया जाए। और हम देख रहे हैं कुछ जो यहाँ की जो लोग हैं जो किसी राजनीतिक दल से हमारा जो अभी जो आंदोलन को देख के आपने देखा कि पिछले 25 अक्टूबर चिटागांग में जब भारी इतना विशाल जो समावेश हुआ है, तो कोई ऐसा भी टिप्पणी कर रहा है हमारा अभी हिंदू जागृति को देख के।
Well, all the groups have essentially now come together demanding that Yunus's government immediately follows up on the 8 demands that they've made so far. Ayan, who was also participated in that rally, taking you through the details that are basically emerging right now. Thank you very much, Ayan, for joining us on this broadcast, a story that we'll be tracking very closely. In the last 15 days, 5 attacks have taken place in Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, security forces have launched multiple anti-terror operations in the valley. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're taking you through the details emerging from the Anantnag operation, where Republic TV has now accessed first pictures of the terrorists who were gunned down earlier in the day in Anantnag. The bigger information essentially emerging is that forces have now avenged the killing of a young army captain on 15th of June. It turns out that the army captain who was killed in Doda, the person behind this, the terrorist behind it, on your screens right now, these are the first images coming in of Arbaz, who's the operational commander of Jaish, the offshoot of Jaish. There are 2 terrorists who have been identified. In fact, they've been gunned down earlier in the day. Let me also go across to my colleague Gursubrat, who's joining us on this broadcast, getting us the first images of the terrorists who were gunned down in Anantnag. What more details are you picking up? Because it's quite significant, because the attack that took place on 15th of June in Doda, it was masterminded by Arbaz, who also happens to be the Jaish commander.
Yes, Shawan, Jaish was present in the team of the terrorists that carried out that deadly attack on the Indian Army patrol. It was on the Captain Brajesh Thapa and 3 of his fellow army men that were carrying out the patrol in the area when they were ambushed by the terrorists. And after carrying out this attack, it was on the 28th of July, we are told that these terrorists fled to the Kashmir Valley. They had an encounter in the Kashmir as well, but there also they managed to escape. He was involved in the attack in the South Kashmir, where one Special Forces Jawan and also a Rashtra Rifle Jawan was killed in action while fighting with these terrorists. We are told that Arbaz Malik, he went to Pakistan twice. First on a valid visa via Nepal in 2018, then he came back. Then in 2020, he went to Pakistan via Atari Wagah, and then he did not return. After 2 years of training in Pakistan, occupied Jammu and Kashmir, he infiltrated into the Indian territory, and then he was given the charge of running the People's Anti-Fascist Front, which is an offshoot of Jaish-e-Mohammed in Jammu and Kashmir. Kashmir. Now it is a big setback to Jaish offshoot plans in Jammu and Kashmir of targeting the security forces in the upper areas of the Jammu and also in the South Kashmir, because they have been moving in the ridge starting from the Doda to Kishtwar to South Kashmir's Kulgam. He was from Kulgam, Skoimu area, and he was missing for last 4 years. And now what we are picking up from the sources in the Kashmir Zone Police as well as in the Jammu Police that he has been neutralized in the operation that was carried out by the Jammu and Kashmir Police along with the 7 para-special forces of the Indian Army in an operation, a brief encounter that took place early today morning. And this is a big setback to the Jaish plan in Jammu and Kashmir, because he was the one who was coordinating all the attacks in the Jammu region, especially in the Doda, Kishtwar, Udhampur and also in the Kathua, because this belt that starts from the international border towards the Kashmir Valley heading through the districts, 4 districts starting Kathua, Udhampur, then Doda and then Kishtwar. They were active in this ridge. Now as we speak, after the killing of these 2 terrorists, 7 terrorists of 2 groups are active in the Doda district. One of the group is active in the Udhampur, and now the security forces have launched an intensified operation, and as we speak more than 30 anti-terror operations are underway in Jammu, and the killing of Arbaz Ahmed Mir is a big success for the forces as they have avenged the killing of 4 brave hearts of the Indian Army in Doda's Desa area.
Simran, with regards to the second terrorist was gunned down earlier in the day, what more details are you picking up? Because it turns out that there too a significant catch by the forces.
Yes, Shavan, what we are picking up from the Kashmir Zone Police that the second terrorist who has been neutralized in this operation has been identified as Zahid Rishi, and the details that are emerging that he is a local terrorist and he was working as a PSO to the commander, because Jaish follows a rule that with one of their top commanders, one PSO will follow, and this is actually what was happening. Zahid Rishi was along with this terrorist for a longer period of time, we are told, and he was moving in this very area of South Kashmir for last couple of months, because after exfiltrating to the Kashmir zone from the Jammu side after crossing the upper reaches of the Kishtwar, they were operating in that very area only, and since August, September and October they were active in this very area. Though there were 2 times the contact was established with this group of terrorists, but they managed to escape from this very area twice in both the operations by the Jammu and Kashmir Police along with the Indian Army. But today it was a intel based information in which the special forces of the Indian Army launched the operation, and soon after the operation was started, they both got trapped in an open field and were neutralized.
Well, thank you very much, Gursimran, for getting us the latest details as we get you the first pictures of the Pakistani terrorists who were neutralized in Anantnag. Just a quick recap of what we know so far with regards to the operation that was carried out in other parts. In fact, in Khanyar, which is again the heart of Srinagar, where we're being told that an operation was also carried out. In fact, there too, a Pakistani terrorist was gunned down by the security forces after a joint operation. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This is Exclusive. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time with more exclusive stories.